Hey guys, today we're going to be reviewing the Intex Dura-Beam Plus. During this review, we're going to do an inflation speed test so I can show you exactly how quick this will fill up, and I'll do a speed up time lapse for that. And then we'll do a comfortability test and then just kind of go over all of the features. So with that being said, let's go ahead, take everything out of the box and see what all Intex gives us. So this is a 16.5-inch tall air mattress, which is going to be pretty close to like couch sitting height. So here is the actual air mattress, and then we have a carrying bag right here. And the bag looks to be a really big size. I have one of their larger air mattresses and the bag's the same size. So I think we're gonna have more than enough room inside of here. So here is the rest of the air mattress. Looks like we get a user manual and then of course a patch repair kit, just one of those. So I would have liked to see a few more, but one is gonna be fine hopefully. And with that being said, we're gonna go ahead, roll this out and get started with that air inflation speed test. So normally I'd put the motor on the side closer to the outlet, but we're gonna put it back there just so I could show you guys this closer later, just a little easier. All right, so here is the motor. It's a pretty simple setup. You guys could actually remove the entire motor if you guys wanted to. So you press it there and then you guys could pull it out like so. And that's really nice because if this were to go out, you guys could possibly replace it. It's just a thought, and I really like that. And something else that's pretty cool is we have a backup port. So say you take this out, you're going camping and the motor goes out. You guys do have a backup port to inflate with just a normal handheld pump, or maybe an electric pump that you brought with you for inner tubes or something like that. Now the compartment here is pretty small for the cable, but it does the job fine. And I just love the fact that we could remove this if need be, get a new one and just put it in here. So I'm gonna see if I could do this with one hand. It's gonna be pretty difficult. All right, so I just set the camera down to put this back together, but all we're gonna do is push these in, give it a twist until it locks. Now we can just put that cord back in there. All right, so we have it all set up for the air inflation speed test. We're gonna go ahead and turn this on. So we're gonna flip the switch here and then press start as fast as possible. All right, guys, so that took 3 minutes and 12 seconds. That's honestly really good, and that's really close to the fastest time I've had for a queen size air mattress to inflate. All right, so before we put this into its normal position, I wanted to give you guys a final look at this motor. I will say the door on this really is pretty small for what it is. I had a hard time fitting all the cables in there, but I do have it all set up. And I did test out the version of this with the headboard, and I did like the fact that as soon as you switch it on the newer version that it stops the airflow. On this one, you have to be pretty quick. You have to turn it to the center and then it gives you access to this button, then you turn it off. But in the meantime, you just lose a tiny bit of air. Not a big deal. Now that I know how it works, I was able to quickly figure that out. And it's pretty cool that they are able to take these motors out and replace them. So I didn't know that this air mattress came with a built-in like head pillow. I really like that. And also the material was surprisingly soft. I've tested a bunch of these air mattresses, even some other Intex air mattresses, and whatever material that they used on the top's by far my favorite. First of all, I really like the dark color. I guess technically this is like a navy blue, and I like how the velvety fabric here matches the normal fabric on the side in color. It just looks very simple and clean, not a bunch of colors. And something else to mention, the side does not have the velvety material like some air mattresses. And another thing that's a little different on this air mattress versus some of Intex's bigger air mattresses is what they use for structural support. So I'm talking about these ribs right in there. It's not my favorite design when they go long ways because you're more likely to kind of feel them or sink into a crack, but it's still a fairly flat air mattress. And when I say that, I mean like there's no super high raised edge over here and there. It's all basically the same exact height besides that headrest at the very end. So like usual, we always do our fall test. So we're gonna jump onto here, and as you guys could see, it held my weight just fine. It didn't shake around and move a bunch. It's a very sturdy air mattress. Now, while I'm on here, I'm noticing it's pretty comfortable. I've been on some nicer air mattresses, like I was saying, but this one's still pretty comfortable. And I like that we at least have this raised area over here. Sometimes I notice that if you don't have a headrest, this at least will kind of keep your pillow on the actual bed. I just really don't like it when my pillows fall off in the middle of the night when you guys just have an open-ended side like this. So that's a really nice touch. And I just really like the fabric that they used on the top here. It's a little nicer than some of the other air mattresses that I've tested so far. Another thing that I want to mention is the height. So it's not as tall as some of the other air mattresses, but I do want to say that it's still a good height for getting up and off of. So if you do struggle with getting up out of bed, maybe you have sore knees, then this is still a pretty easy air mattress to just sit at the edge like this and then stand up. It's not like you're on the ground and really struggling to get up. So overall, for an air mattress, it's pretty comfortable. And something that I like seeing is that it's quiet when you guys move around. So if you're sleeping with someone else, you're not gonna hear a bunch of plastic creaking noises every time they roll over. So the Intex Dura-Beam Plus is a surprisingly good air mattress. It has the built-in motor, it has a headrest, and it's still a pretty tall air mattress. So I highly recommend this air mattress, and that's just my really quick review.